Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and oh my goodness, I am so super duper excited about this project, which was inspired by my friend Christy at my Bible study yesterday. She had the cutest pair of jeans on that she purchased. She did not do the decoration herself, and it started me thinking about lace, about doilies, and about flowers. So I'm going to show you everything start to finish, give you a bunch of tips, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be rolling the cuff of the jeans. You can roll that as big or as small as you want. I have the other leg ready to go. I opted to go about 3 inches from the top of the hem, you know, the cut, whatever this is called, about 3 inches, and then I just pinned it. Okay, you could do whatever, you could do bigger or smaller, it's totally up to you. Now I will say this works better on a pair of jeans that are straighter, not super tight and not super flared, okay? And I just looked through my closet and found this pair of loft jeans, size 12, dang, that I haven't worn in a while, that have kind of a straighter leg, and we're still in good shape, and I know I'll wear them 10 times more now than I have not been wearing them for a really long time. Okay, so first step is to roll the cuff. Then you need to decide what kind of lace you want to do. And I used to have this fabulous, really wide lace that I bought at Walmart, but they don't carry it anymore. So I was digging, and I had 2 different lace options, both from Dollar Tree. This one is the same on both sides. And then the one I opted to use has like a ruffle, but we're gonna flip it, and we're gonna do two rows on each cuff, so it's wider. So this is just lace ribbon from Dollar Tree, but you can use whatever you want. And if you don't want your design to be in cream, you could certainly do white lace. Okay, so let's jump ahead and do that, and then we'll move on to the next step. And I don't want you to see too much just yet, but I am really excited. Okay, so how am I going to lay these down? Okay, this is the side that I have all ready to go, and I'm going to be using some doilies, and then that lace that I just showed you. And what my plan is to run 2 lengths of it, with the start and finish being on the inside of the leg. And I am using Surebonder, Cool Shot, low temperature hot glue. You can purchase this type of a glue gun at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, pretty much any craft store. And then I'm actually using the specific glue sticks that are for fabric, because I want to be able to wash this on delicate and then dry it a little bit, and probably mostly air dry these jeans. So let's see. And I am going to have to go and buy another roll of this lace, because I don't have enough for both legs. Okay, so, and this is gonna, I have it pinned, and I'm feeling like this glue is mostly gonna disappear. Just trying to figure out where to start. So, for my fellow crafters out there, how many of you guys have ever had hot glue burns? Well, they hurt, seriously. And I just have crafted too long and had too many hot glue burns that I'm just not willing to put myself through that anymore. So that's why I pretty much use low temperature hot glue for every project that I do. And I will be coming back to tack this down a little more seriously, but I want you to see it. And then I'll have to go back to Dollar Tree and hope that I can, don't peek right here, hope that I can find what I need, another roll of this to finish this project. I'm sure I will be able to. If I was patient or didn't have so much going on, I could have run over to Hobby Lobby because they have all kinds of fabulous lace there, but I didn't want to. So there you go. Okay, so let's get this part tacked down good. And then I'm going to just fold it over and close it up. So like I said just a minute ago, if you want your whole look to be white, then grab some white lace. I'm going for cream because that's my favorite color, but it does not have to be done in cream. I just wanted to make sure you realize that. And the design that I'm going to put on it, if I was using white lace, I would use white ink or even black ink. Okay, so there's one level of it with the little ruffly edge of this lace design going up. And like I said, I'll come back and tack it all down really good. Okay. Who's excited? Who is ready to go? It's fabric glue. Yes, Carol Ann. Who's ready to go and dig in their closet? I know, I saw this idea on my friend Christy at Bible study yesterday, and I was like, well, darn, that is just way too cute. So I asked her if I could take a picture, and then all night I've kind of been thinking about what would I do if I was going to put my own spin on it, and of course I have a lot of ideas. And I have already poked myself about 5 times with the pins that I put on here. It has a fresh edge. Okay. So I'm just butting these two sides up next to each other, and I'll hold it up close for you to see in just a second. Okay, where can you get lace? You can find pretty lace at pretty much any fabric or craft store. Hobby Lobby has a great selection, and if you time it just right, they will have their ribbons and lace on a good sale. Dollar Tree has some decent stuff, especially this. Yeah, so there's no shortage of pretty laces that you can find. The doilies might be a little more challenging to find, and I am going to use doilies for my project because I love doilies, but you don't have to. Nancy says that the jean project that I showed was cute and that she knew I would be making it. And Marianne is asking me, she joined late, what am I making? I'm doing some jeans, and I'm super excited about them. I'm doing them in cream. And it's funny, when I posted pictures of my friend Christy's jeans from Bible study, the reactions were interesting. Several people said that they remember doing something like that in the 70s. I kind of remember doing something like that. Several people said that they wouldn't do it because it was too young or whatever. I don't think it's too young. But it might not be your style. And if you only have one pair of jeans, then don't alter them. But if you have jeans that you haven't worn in a million years, yes, they'll be washable because this glue I'm using is fabric. It's for fabric. I'll wash it on, of course, on a delicate, probably cool setting. And I will probably line dry these jeans for the most part. And then pop them in the dryer when they're about dry. Okay, so this is what that cuff is going to look like. And let me pull my pins out. So those are all good questions. Darn, I got my eye. I probably will come back and either tack my cuff down with just a couple stitches, or put some blobs of glue in here so that it doesn't want to roll down. Okay, so this is the cuff. And in case you missed the beginning, I just went with 3 inches from the hem to the inside. So, but this is not set in stone. You can do however big or small you want. And I think it will work better with some jeans. You could do this with capris, but something that has a straighter leg versus a real narrow skinny jean or a real flare, because it lays down nicer. Okay, the next step is where it really gets fun, if you ask me, and that is the decoration. Okay, so look at what I did, and it took, you guys, it took me absolutely no time at all to do this, and I'm only doing it on one leg. I probably will come back and add a few more flowers. But I'm going to show you this, and then we're going to embellish. And the thing about this is, if you use white lace, then you would want to use white permanent ink from MagnoliaDIY.com. So white lace with white ink. You could alternatively use black. That would work. Speaking of black, I used this exact stencil. It used to be part of a craft club package, which isn't available anymore, but the stencil is available on its own. This is my jean jacket from the loft from a few years back, and I love it. And I used black ink. This jean was light enough and, you know, easy enough to see this design in black. If it was darker, it would be harder to see, so I opted for black. But this is like, this stencil is called Grow Happy Thoughts. It just came available again. It's one of my all-time favorites. Oh, I also did this with the same design. This is a pillow wrap. This is sitting on my fireplace right now. This is totally one of my all-time favorite projects because I did the whole thing in black ink. And then I came back and took some flowers, some faux flowers apart, glued them together, added some buttons, and glued them on this pillow wrap. And isn't it super cute? Yeah. So we're going to do something kind of similar, but not really. So your options are black or white. Or we're using, what is this called? Almond oil ink. It's a great cream color that goes great with this lace that I'm using. And it stands out good on this. Okay, so you cannot use chalk paste. No. Because chalk paste is not permanent. I will show you in just a second how to heat set this before we move on to the embellishment. But chalk paste is going to come off and get all over everything else. So no chalk paste. You also do not want to use any kind of paint because paint dries permanent. And look at how pitiful my stencil looks because I've used this probably 15 times. And I also cut the Grow Happy Thoughts off the bottom because I wanted just the wildflowers. Anyways, if I had to use paint on this, I would get 1 or 2 uses because the paint would dry in all the little details, all those little holes. Paint does that, and then it's permanent. So what you need is ink with stencils. And Magnolia Design Company has a lot of choices of colors, but we're using almond oil today. Okay, but before I run ahead to that, let me just show you the heat setting process. Okay, so this is fully dry because I did it earlier. And I would put my iron on cotton because these jeans can tolerate cotton, or maybe just slight below that. I'm using a piece of parchment paper to protect my iron, which is not plugged in, so it doesn't get anything on it. And not wax paper, parchment paper. And then I'm just going to go over it for 3 or 4 minutes. You can flip your jeans inside out if you want, and do the inside too. But this essentially melts this ink into the fibers of your fabric. This is what you use for pillows, for tea towels, for t-shirts like this. This is white ink. For tote bags, for anything that could possibly get wet or that you might possibly want to wash, you need ink. So that's the story about heat setting. It's super easy. If you have a heat press, you could use that too. I don't have one of those though. I'm just using a good old-fashioned iron. And there's no steam, there's nothing special about it. Okay, so this has been heat set. Look how cute it's gonna be. Well, just for a second I had this feeling that maybe I put it on the back of the leg. And I put mine just a couple inches or so up from my cuff here. And I put it on the outside of the right leg. You could do both legs if you want. Or you could put some design right here, or on the pocket, or on the back crest, or whatever that's called, or you could do it all the way around the leg. I mean, there's just 1,000 different things that you could do. Okay, Diana's asking me a really good question. And Rosemary, I will get the names of these inks and direct links, and I will post those. I will also respond to your comment to make sure that you get that. Okay, so Diane is asking me what glue did I use to put my lace on. I used Surebonder fabric glue. These sticks are meant for fabric, which means they're washable. You might have another kind of fabric glue that you prefer, but this is just the easiest. And I've done a ton of tea towels and t-shirts and things that have had ruffles that I've glued on, and it was just fine. So that's what I used, but you should use what you feel most comfortable with. Okay, so here's my pair of jeans. I wish they were like 3 sizes smaller. I wish I was 3 sizes smaller, but they're not. I haven't worn these in a while, so I feel like if I ruin them, there's really no loss because I have not worn these in a long time. Okay, and I do think I will either use a sewing needle and thread to tack my cuff down, or I might just use a little bit of hot glue in here. Okay, so there's so many things that you could do. If you were doing black or white and the denim was lighter, you could create like a little watercolor paint just by diluting your ink with some water, and then you could paint it inside the little flower petals. You could paint the leaves. You could do that kind of thing. That would be darling. I did that on a pair of jeans about 5 years ago, and they turned out great. Those jeans don't fit anymore, and I don't know where they are at this point, but the other thing you could do is you could add some dimension here. And you know, I've been obsessed with doilies lately. These are some pretty doilies. that are in pretty good shape. They're not falling apart. That a friend sent me recently. Her mother-in-law did these, I believe is what the story is. So I had some that were kind of a creamy color. This one in particular. And I have just been cutting these little things out from the inside. And this is what I have. And they go perfect with this lace, and they go perfect with the ink, with this almond oil. What do you guys think so far? Do this or this? And you guys tell me if you think you're going to give this a try. And then please, I want to see what you do. Because I know this is the Hiedi spin on my friend Christy's jeans. And your spin might be fabulous that 100 people would love. It's just different from mine. So I definitely want to see. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to attach some of these little pieces where the heads of the flowers are. And if I feel led to use mother of pearl buttons on this project, I will hand sew those because they pop off of pillows and that's no big deal, but I don't want them popping off of a pair of jeans. Rosemary says she would like to try this. Louise says, love, love, thanks. I'm glad you're liking it. So I'm going to use one of these bigger ones and I'm going to just cover up this bigger flower. So let's just do that. Let's jump right in and do that. It does not have to be perfect. And I will come back and tack it down really good. Nancy did about 50 little red hearts. Thank you. I am so excited about this. I mean, I'm thinking about 10 more projects along the same line. Yeah. Okay, so then I have, right now, I have 2 more heads of flowers to decorate. And they're smaller, so I'm going to use these little bits, which are kind of a funky shape. And I'm going to use 2 on each one. I'm going to turn them kind of winky wonky. So, that's the plan. They would be super cute with a button on top. But if I opt to do that, I will definitely sew them. So I just want 2 so that, because of the shape of these, so that these little petally things go all the way around. And this is so cute, I might not even need to come back. Where's the center? I might not need to even come back and do any more flowers, which is kind of what I was thinking. Gosh, this is adorable. Oh, I was going to tell you where to get doilies. I went to an antique fair last weekend called Scott's Antique Market, and I found a table that had a whole bunch of vintage linens that you could stuff a whole bag full of them for $20, and I went crazy. I have a ton of different things, including some doilies that I could cut up and use for this. You can find doilies sometimes at craft stores. They're brand new. You can ask around your mom, sister, neighbor, best friend. Do they have any old doilies? And just so you know, I'm not going to put this big of a doily on it, but can you see that they have separate little pieces? Like this little shape right here, or these. This one did too. And I'm not going to throw any single bit of this away because this, like outside edging with the scallop, is lovely too. So I'll save that and use that on something in the future. And this is not a doily that my grandmother made. If I had a doily that my grandmother made, I would not cut it up. But a lot of those things, the next generation and the generation after, they don't love doilies like I do. like you might. And so a lot of these kind of things I feel, are just going to go into a landfill. So I might as well craft with them. Okay, Carol Ann says that she bought a lot of doilies from Amazon. Carol Ann, I'm going to send you a personal message when I'm finished here. And will you reply to that personal message with more info? And then I will share that with everyone. Because people want to know. So cute. And I do think this would be adorable with some buttons, but I would most definitely sew those on. So I know this does look kind of young, but I'm not going crazy with it. And I think it would be super cute with like a cream colored top, or if you have a lacy top, or a sweater that's cream, or a sweater vest, or even with a jean jacket. And you could do this same idea. I could come back. I probably won't because I wear this all the time. But you could do this same idea with this almond oil cream on a jean jacket and put flowers on the back of that and put doilies on the back of that too. By the way, do you guys remember when we did these little necklaces? It was just recently with doilies. I'm going to be giving these away here in the next few days, so stay tuned for that. I made 2 different ones. And I guess you could say that I am in a doily phase right now. Hey, but there's a lot of other worse phases that you could be in. So this could be super cute. So I didn't go super crazy with it. This is still pretty understated. I'm looking at it right now. It's 3, so it's odd numbers. And it's good size. I don't think I'm going to come back and add any more flowers, but you certainly could. Just use that same stencil, different bits of it. I would use the stencil and get the whole design on, and then heat set it before you start gluing things to it. I also don't think I'm going to add buttons because I think it's fabulous just like this, but you certainly could. Yeah. So lots of you guys are saying that you like it. Share this video out. What do they call that? Water it or sprinkle it. If you have friends that you think would love this, this would be a fun project to do with a tween, a teen, a college girl. You can make this totally boho. This design is seriously fabulous, and if you don't have this, I would say you need it, because I did like 10 projects with it and I can still think of 10 more. It's, maybe you're not going to use the words that were right here that say grow happy thoughts, but this design is fabulous. And this is another good option that just coincidentally came available today, that says life is better when you're laughing, and it's on my t-shirt. I made this, gosh, at least a year ago. But it has some fabulous florals on it too. And it has, I don't know if that's a moth, I think, and this is a butterfly. So it has some really neat different pieces of this one. So I will get you both of these, and I'll get you the name and the links for all 3 colors, but I used this cream. And then I'll let you know, I'll remind you that this came from Dollar Tree, and that the glue that I used is fabric glue that is Sheer Bonder brand. So just let me know if you want me to get that info Did I put lace on both legs? Yes, I'm going to, but here's the thing. I didn't have enough, so I have to go back to Dollar Tree today or tomorrow, and then I will finish it up, and you better believe I'm going to be wearing these. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait. And I'll get pictures. I'll get close-up pictures of all this that's finished, and then I'll get some pictures with me in these jeans. And if you do a project like this, I want to see your pictures as well. So you can either put them here in the comments, you can put them over at that page, that group that I set up for us to all share pictures of our craft projects. That is Dreamy DIY. That's the name of the group. It's a free group. You just have to go there, and if you haven't joined yet, ask to join. They ask you, my admin just wants to make sure that you're going to be nice. Of course you are. That you're not going to try to sell anything there. And I can't think of what the third thing is, but it's kind of a, of course, type of, oh, that you're not going to share other crafters' videos into that group, because then I get 10 million questions about how this or that was done, and if I didn't even do the project to start out with. But you can share your projects, whether they're interpretations of my crafts or not. Share away what you're making, because then if people ask, you can answer. Alrighty, have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Come back later to look for pictures, and let me know in the comments if you would like a link to any of these supplies or suggestions.